apologize in advance for the audio on this one. I am recording this one whilst I drive home due to having stuff to do. A bit busy today. Anyway, it was interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, I finally rekindled my friendship, love affair, whatever you want to call it, with the bench and the bench press. I really enjoyed it today. I really enjoyed the work today. It was work that I'd never done before, so you could, like, in many ways it was a rep PB at that weight, but it wasn't anything significant in that respect, but I'll take it nonetheless. It was most definitely a total rep PB at that weight. The working set today on bench was 107.5 for 3 sets of 6. And going into it, just from a purely numbers perspective, I felt confident. I felt very, very confident. I had no real fears that I'd be able to achieve it. Just looking on paper at what I have done during this training block already. So that was a really good place to start. I feel like that is a very important place to start, if I'm being completely honest. As cliche as it sounds, like you need to visualize. You need to visualize the set. You need to visualize the rep. In many ways, you need to visualize the entire session. If you go into a session defeated, then naturally it's going to be way harder than that session that you go into when you're feeling confident. You're feeling yourself. You're feeling like, yeah, you know what, I've got this. I genuinely believe I do. And even when you unrack that weight and it feels a little bit heavy, it doesn't really matter, because you've already lived yourself having done it in many ways. So that was a nice experience. That was a really good experience. However, one thing I will say, in the physical realm, I felt it. I'm not even gonna lie. I paid for it afterwards. For the first time in a very long time now, I'm experiencing a little bit, it's going now, but a little bit of inflammation in my right elbow, to be precise. And understandably so. Like I said, I'd never taken that weight for a ride before, for that many reps, let alone for that many sets. So it's kind of understandable that something's bound to flare up. So I'm going to spend tomorrow looking after, tonight and tomorrow, looking after that as best as I can. And it wasn't so bad that it had me worried in any capacity. It was just something to know. And you've got to expect that in many ways. You do have to expect that when you're testing your limits. I'm not going to say pushing my limits, because I don't know my limits. But when you're testing your limits and finding out what you are physically capable of, you're bound to ask the body to do stuff that is going to cause it some slight discomfort. And that's where the TLC comes in. And that's where all that work that goes into taking care of your body and the maintenance of it is very important. You can't be going to war with it every day. You can't be smashing it up, beating it up every single day. There has to be some give and take. So it's kind of nice, in a weird way, it's kind of nice to be reminded of that from time to time, because I haven't had a reminder like that in a little while, to be completely honest. So that's nice. But going back to the whole idea of the importance of feeling confident about the work that you're going to put in, this is my first experience of that. Like, anybody that's followed this channel for a fairly short amount of time now will know that I'm beginning my first programmed training block. I have begun my first programmed training block. And this is a very different experience for me. I've never in my entire life followed a program for longer than a few weeks, let alone used a training program template to build my own kind of thing, with the idea of progressing that and adding and changing and evolving that to be even more personal in the future. We're coming in and doing strict work, and what I mean by strict work is planned work that I've put on paper and said that I'm going to do on this given day in order to get to a certain point in time and achieve a certain goal. Well, hopefully achieve a certain goal. This is my first time doing that, and it's not just my first time on this channel doing that, it's my first time really and truly in life doing that, and doing it with any sort of confidence that I'm gonna see it through, and I'm gonna run with this. Because the biggest thing for me in this experience has been exactly that. You look at some days and you're like, yeah, this is going to be work. This is going to be hard work. I haven't done work like this ever in my life at this particular way. However, due to what I have done and how disciplined I have been based on the program I have written out for myself, or you get my drift, I have the confidence based on my prior work that I will be able to complete today's work. And whilst today's work is never easy, I'm yet to really come in and have what I would consider an easy experience. Nothing, I've talked about it many times before, nothing beats wins. Like, wins are so important. It's so important to give yourself those wins throughout the day. And nothing beats a workout that you look at on paper like, oh, okay, this is going to be hard and this is going to be tough. You get to that workout and it is hard and it is tough, but you achieve it. Even if there's a rep or two on the table, it's not every day working to failure. Like, it's not healthy. Not every session working to failure. Depending on your goals anyway, like, that's not gonna necessarily make you stronger. Okay, cool, it might be good from a hypertrophy perspective, but anyway, that's not the point I'm trying to make. Yes, the importance of having the confidence. I personally have been, this confidence has grown in me, having the ability to look forward to what work I'm gonna have to be doing, not have to be doing, but want to get done, and look forward to it and say to myself, right, this ain't going to be easy, but I believe in myself. I believe I can do this. A huge part of that stems from the work that I've already put in. It's like that whole cliche, you train hard to fight easy in fighting. Like, it's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. And it's very funny. Like, I'll talk to friends at the gym, and it's crazy, like, how quickly and how much I've changed. Like, I was very much winging it. I was winging this whole training thing, coming in, just doing whatever I felt like doing, having some fun, and just lifting as much as I could, just on any given day. And now all of a sudden, I'm out here like, if things have to be programmed, right? Like, they have to be in many ways. Like, it's the most tried and tested way to track progression and to create progression, and in this instance, to create belief that I can achieve what I want to achieve. Because I was in many ways not forced into this hole, but I found myself dive into the world of programming your training because I set myself lofty goals for the year. And it wasn't until I told those goals to a close friend of mine, and he was like, wait, one of them, you're probably going to have to program for that, you know. At which point I was like, kind of devastated. I'm not going to lie. Like, the old me who was in that frame of mind of auto-regulating and just like winging your training and coming in and doing whatever you feel like, was very hurt. Like, that the person who I was didn't like that. I thought that. I felt negatively and thought negatively about that. And it wasn't until, and I needed that. Really and truly, I needed that. I needed to be told that. I needed somebody to be brutally honest with me and be like, look, you might be able to do it. It's going to be tough. You might be able to do it, but you'd have to program. Like, you're not going to get that by winging it. You're not going to get that by coming in here and just trying to hit a max on a daily basis or a training max on a daily basis. That's not going to work for you. And I am eternally grateful for that slap in the face. I'm not going to sit here and lie about it. Like, that was one of, in hindsight, one of the best moments of what I guess you could call my training career so far. So, yeah, shout out Tom for that one. I needed that. And I'm grateful for it, man. It's given me a lot of confidence. It's had some ups and its downs. I had a big down the other day, but again, that was a beautiful lesson learned. Beautiful lesson learned. You can't allow something like that to affect your mind as much as I did. So we move. I look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow, unfortunately, is a rest day. However, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing with these new blood flow ideas, pump ideas. I've got a few stretches I want to try, so on and so forth. So again, I'm excited. I'm really excited for Saturday. We'll be in Amsterdam on Saturday, and we got squats on Saturday. So should be fun. Again, if you made it this far, this was a bit of a long one, and I'm not sure how the audio is going to turn out, and I'm going to use this audio regardless, so I apologize if it's bad. And if you have made it this far with bad audio, then you are something special, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I shall see you tomorrow.